Another week gone, another Monday, another 7 p.m. This time on Monday, the 27th of April. Is that an important date? It is. It may be Mrs. B's birthday, and I might not be at home. But as a treat to all you Blood Bowl coaches, we are back to indulge you in the Pass the Parcel. That is Blood Bowl. Where you want to pin the donkey's tail, that's your own choice. But hold on for a little bit more, as it's the A&DBBL Monday Night Roundup. My name is Scott, not that one, and I'm here tonight to share with you the 11 games of Blood Bowl action from week 13 of the A&DBBL season 10. Joining me tonight are two coaches who are under strict instructions, as well as filling your weekly quota of listening to people called Tom. First up, the coach who is the lawnmower man of Suffolk, single-handedly starting the AI revolution for root vegetables everywhere, representing our future robot overlords from Stowmarket, coach of the Black Shark Ballers, Mr. Tom Hovell. Good evening, Tom. How are you?
Good evening. All good, thank you. Looking forward to going through all these fantastic games.
Excellent. And second for you this evening, he's fought off the goblins in his laptop, and for his sake, we hope he didn't have anything incriminating in his browser history. He's back on the roundup. It's all you need to know. It's the champ. It's Mr. Tom Huns. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, good, thanks. I'm over the Ipswich Classic now. I'm over the third place. It's all done now. I'm ready to go. I'm back into it.
Yeah, so you're in the zone, clean laptop. Yeah. No dodgy incriminating evidence or ready for rock and roll, is it?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I managed to get all the goblins out finally.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. Well, obviously with Tom and Tom this evening, welcome. A big shout out to everybody in chat on the Twitch, whether you're an A&DBBL coach or from the wider Blood Bowl community collective, or whether you know better and you've just happened to stumble across our little podcast this evening. Call outs very quickly. Number 1, shop. Aardvarks and Dragons is in Woodbridge, Suffolk. Number 2, hats. Red. Nice. Number 3, charity. Give money. Help others. Feel good. Bounties. Number 4, kill a player. Win a prize. If you would like to join us like Tom and Tom for our Monday Night Roundup, let us know. Drop us a note. Whether you are new or experienced, we'd love to get your thoughts and feedback in terms of the A&DBBL season so far. So, without further delay, let's go and have a look at this week's action. So, again, we do have the 11 matches to go through. In addition to that, I will be prompting the question from both of the Toms, who will now, for this evening's entertainment, be known as Mr. Hovell and the Champ. So that's Mr. Hovell and the Champ. You're both happy with that, and you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
that kind of
yeah. Excellent. Sounds like two characters from a Dickensian novel, Mr. Hovell and the Champ. And anyway,
WWE tag team.
That's what we like. I'll let you guys keep an eye on chat as well. But as well as the 11 matches, I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Hovell and the Champ, and we're going to be asking them again to look and think about who was their coach of the week, who was the game of the week, and which player stood out and deserves a bounty to be placed on them as well. So we're going to start tonight in in round 8. We're going to start in the Destroyers group, and here really we have a lot of bash in pouring rain. Despite the pouring rain, action straight from the go, lots of throw teammate, lots of fouls as well, ending up in a 1-1 draw for Mark, who had a good set of inducements to start with, a mascot, a surprising weather mage, and the keg as well. We will come to team development later, but we'll go to the Champ first. A bash one to start, Tom. A good performance, a solid result for both coaches.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting matchup because I feel like Blackhawks are probably one of the only teams in the game that actually do have the advantage in terms of strength against Nurgle. And as soon as he got that turn 1 casualty, he's got the momentum picked up, ready to go. But pouring rain, obviously making it hard to pick up the ball, must have been even harder for Blackhawks to get the ball up the pitch more than it usually is for them. So that's probably why he could only manage 1 there.
And obviously 3 casualties each, 1 death for the Orcs as well. And this was obviously the first draw. So going from 100% record, the first draw of the season for Mark. Both players, as we'll come on to, still in a good position for the end of league knockouts as well. Mr. Hovell, any of these teams you look at and you think, yeah, I don't really want to play them? Do you think both of them this is enough at this stage of the season, or do you think a win is what's needed?
No, I don't want to play either of them. They both look horrific. Nurgle's always been strong throughout the whole season so far. But it's just nice to see teams like Black Orcs, which in past seasons didn't really get themselves going very quickly. This team definitely has. I think the new rules with SPP on throwing teammate and successful landing is really helping these kind of teams that don't often get a look in to really kind of skill up, which is nice to see.
It is indeed. So a good draw, a good solid point earned for both coaches. We'll come back to see how both coaches did for their next matches during the week later on as well. But at the start, a good point in the bag. So that's our first game of this evening. We're going to go then from Bash Action to Bash on Dodge. So this is Doobs and the Flamingo Pharaoh's Tomb King up against the Drumsticks. Mr. Hovell, have you got the acronym ready?
Oh, yes. Yep, Drumsticks. Dirty, rotten, uncultured menaces specifically trying increasingly convoluted kinetic schemes.
Perfect as well there. So we have a look at the team. A 2-1 win for the Pharaohs, despite the Gobbos taking the bribe, taking that wonderful combination of Bomber and of Scrapper as well. And if we look at this match, standard nice weather, but if we take a scroll down and look at it, it was a good start, aggressive start from the Gobbos. 3 fouls as expected from Mr. Norman in the first 3, but all of a sudden, 1 casualty from the Tomb Guardians. The Fanatic is injured, the Troll is injured in the subsequent, and after that, Tom, champ, it was really an uphill struggle, which the Tomb Kings managed the game really well.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't really say much to 8 casualties, can you? I mean, I know it's Goblins, but that's still a nuts number. I mean, 8. That's mental. I wish I got 8 casualties. That would be sweet. No, but yeah, that seemed like a bit of a brutal game. I mean, the blitzers for the Tomb Kings were putting in a shift, and yeah, that train troll, especially since it was skilled up as well, going out. Plus, that's like the only thing that can really have a chance of dealing with the Tomb King like Guardians.
Absolutely. So that 1-turn touchdown
it's one
option.
less 1-turn option.
Yeah.
So it's not. It wasn't looking great.
As soon as he's off the table, it was then. Tom, been a difficult season for Mr. Norman so far.
Yes. Unfortunately, this was another kind of situation where, as you quite rightly say, it looked like it went off to a good start. Lots of fouling going on, trying to break through the Tomb King's defense, but then those Guardians started causing a lot of damage, and then also the rest of the team started coming in with causing casualties. Blitzers, linemen, even a thrower had an opportunity to cause injury. So it was probably a long day on the pitch for the Drumsticks.
It was indeed. So commiserations to Mr. Norman. We're going to come back in a few moments' time to see how Mr. Norman bounced back, or didn't bounce back, as the case may be, for his next match. As the champ rightly says, though, a 2-1 win plus 26 SPP. That's a very good day in the office. So to one of the coaches who is up for the award for best painted team, one of my favorites this season, good win. Congratulations to Doobs in terms of that. Commiserations to Mr. Norman. And I'm sure we will see how you fared in the next few games as well. So we're going then from Gobbos. I need to find out where we are in terms of the Gobbos. Moving on then to a really interesting match here. This is Simon and the Word Hollow Wanderers, a returning Underworld Denizens team, up against the Prince of Ipswich, Mr. Dave Rue. Good evening, Dave, and good evening, Simon, if you are in chat. A 2-1 win for the Necro. Fungus made an appearance together with a bribe for the Underworld as well. If we look at it as well in terms of this, it does seem like on paper a 2-1 grind. But if we actually take a look at the sequence, champ, we can see there a turn 5 touchdown for Skaven Clanrat. 3 turns to get back to the 1-1 draw against the drive at the half for the Prince of Ipswich. And then, interestingly, whether he was forced to score or not, but looks like it might be in a bit of pressure, a turn 14 touchdown, 2 opportunities, obviously, for what is a very edged team. But the Rats couldn't quite get that 2-2 draw at the end of the second half.
Yeah, I think it definitely, because I wouldn't imagine Dave would willingly score on turn 14. I think it was he was probably pushed to in some sort of form or shape, I reckon. Or it could be that there just was a lot of knockouts, because I think the ball and chain did get sent off turn 14, but I'm pretty sure, because I was there playing a 40k match next to him, I wasn't really paying too much attention to their game, but I noticed that the ball and chain got knocked out at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he made the first argue or not. But I'd imagine there was a lot of knockouts, though, mostly because you'd think there'd be more than 2 casualties against Denizens with all the snotlings on there. And yeah, I think it was just a classic 2-1 grind. And then Dave pushed the advantage well after conceding to make it 1-1, and then did well to turn it to 2-1 and stop Denizens for 2 turns, which is hard because they've got a gut runner. So it's hard stopping a gut runner for 2 turns.
Yeah, but again, if you've got the opportunity, obviously with Necro having the flesh golems on the line, Mr. Hovel and the Dirty Wraith bedsheet with sidestep, they're not necessarily though the easiest team to score a 1-turn touchdown against, or even the 2 or 3 turn touchdown.
No, exactly. And I wonder whether the injury and miss next game of MJ the Werewolf had an impact on him being pushed into scoring the second touchdown there, which I know is never a nice thing on a necromantic team to lose a werewolf, both for the game and for the next game as well.
It is indeed, and we know as we'll come on to look at the upcoming fixtures, there are some big matches for the Prince of Ipswich over the course of the next week as well. So more carnage to look forward to. So commiserations to Simon. We'll see how that leaves him in the standing shortly. And congratulations again, another green W in the column for the Prince of Ipswich. So moving on from that to our next match, this is, if it's not just bone-on-bone action, you've got James-on-James action here today as well. This is the Lofi beats the bone to the Tomb Kings from Mr. Handley against James and his Ramses Raiders. I spoke to James before this match. Tomb Kings haven't endeared themselves to him this season, and we had seen Mr. Handley on a bit of a resurgence run over the course of his last few results as well. But if we take a look at this particular match as well, Champ, it all started very controlled from James in terms of what he was doing. And then really between turn 9 and turn 10, the number of injuries, those 2 casualties, turned it really in the favour of the Ramses Raiders to give a very important 2-0 win.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for James Handley this season, because these are unfortunately for Handley, it's a bit of a hard one when you're put in a group with 2 other Tomb Kings, because mirror matchups, especially in the starting couple of games and just any game that you play against the same team, it can be very dependent down to just who gets the casualties and who doesn't. And especially since his Tomb Guardian went down start of the second half, turn 9, it's hard to really do anything about that. I mean, it's because especially since there's 4 strength 5s on each team, if one goes, that's huge, because that's like, oh, that's the strength on the line gone. Like, you can't compete with them anymore. You've got to try to stretch out the play, which is something Tomb Kings are not known for doing. So yeah, it's been quite unfortunate for James this season, I think, but really good win for the other James though. I thought his Tomb Kings team's developing quite well and is pretty scary.
It is. We're going to come to look at the detail of these teams a bit more later when we look at the league standings and how both teams acquire them. So congratulations, James. Commiserations, James. Yeah, Tomb Kings are very interesting in terms of how they are playing this season in the league. We're then going to go on to one of the finest commissioners who is not called Chris, who is not called Scott. This is Mr. Luke Bagger and the Butchers up against Chris and his Bretonians. Very sunny, a lot of orc action here as well, a lot of SPP and a lot of casualties at first glance. But a really good result here for Chris, in terms of holding the Orcs, who have been fantastic so far, to the 1-1 draw. So lots of bullying, but the Bretts hold on. So a good win there, Chris. Sorry, a good result, Chris, for Chris, Tom Hovell.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially causing some injuries on that Orc team, who have been completely dominant throughout the entire season so far. I'm surprised that there was only enough in the kitty for a team mascot and a bribe. So it just goes to show how much that Bretonian team has skilled up as well. So it wasn't a one-sided match by any case, and the score clearly shows that. So well played on both sides.
Definitely. If we look at that, couple of good casualties to start with from the Knights, the Night Catcher and the Grail Knight, 2 casualties, -1 ST on the Orcs. Just like to get your thoughts, Champ, in terms of you've got 125k. Is there anything, do you think this was a good choice from Chris and the Bretonians to give him the opportunity to start fouling and to make a difference in terms of the numbers?
I mean, I ran a bribe at a tournament with Bretonians, and I think it's not a great choice because the main problem when you run a bribe with Bretonians is you've got to use all 11 players because you're all strength 3 and they all suck at dodging. So you've got to use all of them and make use of every single one. So you can't really gang foul someone for a turn, because if you do that for one turn, they'll just go score or they'll just go get the ball if you're the one with the ball. But I was quite impressed that he managed to get a draw out of this, because I think the Bretonian Orc matchup is just awful for Bretonians, especially since the big uns have Mighty Blow. I think Luke had an Orc with Mighty Blow that Chris managed to get rid of early, which was really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a rough matchup, so a draw was quite impressive, and it's got my hopes up a little bit.
Luke actually says in chat, hi Luke, that this game was ridiculous. Should have been a 2-0 win to Chris. Just managed to flip it in the final few turns. Bribe wasn't used, didn't come up. I lost 4 players to KO injury in the first couple of turns. So yeah, that's definitely a thrilling game by the sounds of things.
Excellent. So Bretonians maybe bullying Orcs a bit more than we thought and giving hope to all Bretonian players everywhere, including the champ. So congratulations, Chris. Very good, well-earned draw as well. I'm sure Luke, commiserations, but I think, and we'll come on to that, I think that does give him enough in terms of giving him one of the 2 qualifying places at the top of the Counts division as well. We will see shortly. So next, if one game of very sunny Orc beating someone up and bullying wasn't enough for you, let's have a look at another one then. So this was Will up against Andy. So the Rude Boys and Crumpers of Orcs up against the Goblins, 2-1, 10 injuries, 32 SPP. Champ, that's a brutal day for Andy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 10 injuries. He basically got his whole starting 11 just killed off the board. I mean, that's mental. Another 8 casualties against Goblins again. I mean, yeah, the matchup, I mean, Orcs are good against everyone, but against Goblins, I mean, they crump now. They crump them. It's what they do. It's what they love to do. Yeah, so it's not too surprising with all that Mighty Blow thrown in there that you see a lot of dead Goblins on the pitch getting splattered.
And Tom, some very good game management there as well from our Orcs coach there as well, from Will. If we look at the actual, he scores the first touchdown after getting several injuries as well. So he scores the first touchdown there on turn 8. Yes, there is the 1-turn touchdown as well, which is always, a challenge back, and is always with a Doom Diver, a threat you've got to watch out for. So a second half to continue those casualties, to get the ball, to return it, and then to manage it to turn 16 shows that I think Will is going to be looking at as one of those dark horses as well, particularly as we go into the start thinking about knockouts.
Yeah, there must have been some kind of horrific apocalypse now between turn 12 and turn 14 for him, because that was just horrific. The amount of injuries and casualties between 3 turns. You look at the little timeline at the top and it's like, when somebody think of the children, please.
It was. I think we've all been there, and commiserations and heartfelt go out to Andy as well. We've all been there for the games that really make us think about our life choices and why we decide to pick up dice in the first place. We all know as coaches, it will happen to us. It will happen to everybody else as well. That's why we love the carnage. So commiserations, Andy. We'll come to see how he bounced back from this result shortly. And congratulations, Will. Great result. Good. Another win. Another impact on the standings. We're going then to the next matchup. If I say his name, I don't know if he's going to be in chat, but John Reader. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is the Candyman of Aardvarks and Dragons Blood Bowl League, whether he appears in chat. This time we're going away from very sunny to the complete opposite, pouring rain. Phil taking up the gauntlets, playing with the mighty squirrel and the mighty pie thrower, Cindy herself. For what not a lot looked like it happened on paper, wouldn't really in pouring rain with these two sides. But Champ, given what Phil said last week about not really falling in love with this human team, a very good result. Maybe just putting a little bit of doubt upon the Necros for the former champ himself.
Yeah, I think it's quite an impressive result for Phil. I think humans are a hard one to figure out, mostly because they're pretty much all strength 3s except from the ogre. So you either build it onto the ogre and hope that the ogre carries your team. If he doesn't, you lose. But humans do have some nice little players. I think the star player selection was good. I don't know about Acorn, but Cindy's a good one. Nice little bomber just to make things a mess, which is what you want to do against necromantics. As soon as it's a mess, they actually can mess up stuff. But yeah, it's a great result against John Reader. I mean, he hasn't got the perfect record anymore. I mean, I couldn't be. I mean, shout out to season 7 when I got my 6 wins. Yeah, just throw that one in there.
We like a bit of modesty from the champ.
I'll just wait till Tom knocks me out. All right.
Always means you can relate to most normal coaches as well, Tom. So
I'm gonna get knocked out in the first round, so I've got to get my wins in now.
And Tom, you're a former human player themselves. Some buffs going into season 3, particularly with the movement A catchers that are involved as well. So taking the 2 star players, again, a win that Phil has to be really pleased with.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose I don't know whether the kind of the weather, pouring rain, had an impact as well, considering it's quite tricky at the best of times for necromantic horrors to pick up balls anyway, especially if it's not going to rain. It was interesting that by the looks of things, Cindy got sent off at half time. She got knocked out on turn 2 as well, so clearly didn't play any part of the game on that side of things. And again, if anyone from Tour Play is listening at all to this, please let us record knockouts on these things, because they do have a big change on what potentially could have happened in this game. It's always also nice to see that Acorn has a little casualty as well, rather than killing itself or being killed.
It's what we like. Look at that. Well, sorry, I think you'll see that was that's Acorn getting hurt there, Tom. That was casualty from the Wraith on Acorn.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. But I'm seeing in the chat that Acorn broke into the cage twice to deny touchdowns from John.
That's what we like. Well played, Phil, making the most of everybody's favorite little squirrel superstar as well. So congratulations, Phil. Commiserations for not continuing that unbeaten run. But hey, it's Mr. John Reader. If anyone's going to bounce back with Necro, he's the man indeed. Going on to the Destroyers group next. Here we have 2 coaches we've already featured this evening. Mr. Mark Humphrey and Nurgle and the Slurry squad up against the drumsticks of Mr. Scott Norman. Again,
menaces specifically trying increasingly convoluted kinetic schemes. Damn.
What can I say? It's after all these weeks, it's paid off, and there's another pound in the kitty. Mr. Hovel, take about it. Champ, looking at this, bounce back from that draw for Mark. Another win in the bag against, again, Scott, we know, starting to get a few SP. 3 bribes in the bag with good old Scrapper to give him a bit of extra pogo bounce and opportunities as well. The Goblins even getting a death. which, if I remember rightly, I believe this was, if I just look at it as well, was against, it was against the Rotter lineman, not necessarily the other one. But Mark playing very well, doing some good game management. And if you want a team that can sort of go against and negate the throw teammate, you can't do much better than Nurgle, can you?
Yeah, I mean, no pun intended, but Nurgle are disgustingly good against goblins because, it's very hard to actually pass against them. The rot spawn you can just mark like 5 goblins and they literally can't do anything because it's like a 3-up tentacles to keep them there. The bloaters will just like murder goblins. The pestigores can murder goblins. Everyone on the team can murder goblins basically. I can't really say much about it other than just get hit and hope they don't die. But Mark's played really well this season. I hope I don't come against him because Bretonians will get squashed. Like most things that happen to Bretonians against big strength teams, they'll get squashed.
He is as well. And so Mark, congratulations. Another good win in the bank as well. And a win and another. Sorry, what's that, Tom?
Sorry, Scott. Scott in chat has put Mark was a true gent, his dice not so much. A 75% success rate on his steady footing, including when he survived a double dodge, reroll to a POW, troll blitz on his ball carrier, who then obviously scores. So that sounds like it was quite a momentous turn.
I've had him do the exact same thing to me, Scott. Exact same thing to me. It's always really fun when steady footing. You do it. When you're playing as steady footing, it's really fun. When that happens to you, it's like, well, this shouldn't be in the game. Who proofread this? What? Why is this in the game?
And especially when you're Nurgle.
It sucks until you have it.
It is. And when you're Nurgle with all the bloaters and the pestigores who are getting skilled up, you don't really need anything else in your toolbox, do you? Just to avoid being on the floor. It's one thing we all know. So congratulations to Mr. Mark Humphrey. Commiserations to Mr. Scott Norman. We're going to come on to look at other games that both of these coaches had shortly as well. Now we're going to come on to the Dreadwake Executioners against the Kesgrave Cutters. JD making a comeback as well. If we just drop down, first of all, at the start of this match in terms of the inducement, JD decided to take Glart as extra inducement to give him obviously a bit more punchability and a bit more solidity on that line of scrummage. Glart, strength 4, a couple of skills, one in terms of frenzy as well. That gave Andy and the Cutters to take quite a hefty list. So before we go on to the actual match, what's your thoughts? I'll start with you, Champ, in terms of how JD went about this, in terms of, yes, risking more inducements, but having a star player on your side. Is that the sort of thing you would have done?
Probably not, but I can see his idea about it because no matter what, even with that extra 175k, I think he still can afford Varrigan Ripper. So if he knows that he can get both of them, he might as well try to get something that can deal with them, which makes sense because Glart has claws, so he actually he has a chance against the big guys there. But from experience between our game, I think we both know Glart's not the greatest star player out there.
Indeed,
he looks good. He doesn't like to play the game though. It's a good choice, but I'm not sure what I would have done because goblins, like you really can't expect anything from goblins because they can just completely destroy you or get destroyed. I mean,
I think if that would be me, I like JD's idea of taking that star player when you know you are going to be facing a lot of inducement money as well. I think Skitter might have been my option there in terms of 4. I think he's gone up to about 170k, but I think to have that extra movement 9 piece plus stab if you need to get in the backfield for someone to, to give it. And of course, he's got prehensile tail, which is also very nice. And plus shadowing against the little fellas, that's going to give you a bit of an extra opportunity as a sweeper as well. From a non-rat perspective, Mr. Hovel, what's your thoughts on that, taking the inducements like we've seen there today?
Yeah, I suppose it's quite difficult because of the goblins. They've got that quite successful now one-turn touchdown threat. Maybe that was the reason why he was trying to get rid of some of the big guys or try and take out some of the trolls to stop that with Clark, but that kind of backfired when he got himself a third troll on the pitch anyway with Ripper. So yeah, I possibly might have gone for more speed as well, just try and get more touchdowns than they can and try and just dodge around a bit more.
It is as well. As you say, 3 trolls on the pitch. Ripper making an impact already on turn 2 by injuring a clan rat. The Doom Diver doing what Doom Divers do with the throw teammate successful landing and then proceeding to score the first touchdown of the afternoon. The Looney deciding to foul the gutter runner, which as a fellow coach will always bring a tear to my eye. I think that's an absolutely just a rude thing to be done. Fully understand it. Now we're going to come on to a incident in the game, just to flag to coaches everywhere as well. As you can see, then just after turn 7, there was a second touchdown caused by Andy, the Kesgrave Cutters, however, with the pogoer. So just to remind people, pogoers have no hands. So at this point, it was adjudicated. After that had happened, both coaches agreed to replicate that with an alternate player doing the actions to finish that score. But just a reminder to all...
Sorry to interrupt, Scott. Was it Pogo? Pogo does have...
It was the... I think... Sorry. Yeah, I think you meant it was the Fanatic and they changed it to the Pogo.
It was the Fanatic and then changed it. Yeah.
Can't read my own handwriting on my notes. So yes, it was the Fanatic who did do the original score. That was errata then to reflect the pogoer who had to do the required pickup and rushes to get that touchdown score as well. So just a reminder to all of us, if something happens like that, don't be afraid to ask your opposition coach just to validate and confirm things as well. It's perfectly acceptable and it is encouraged. If you're not too sure, ask the question. And if you do, everybody plays the game. We all make mistakes. Things do happen. Just remember, in terms of if there are players who do have specific rules, like the other day when Tom assured me that wraiths can pick up the ball, something like that, wasn't it, Tom? And they can pick it up on a 1-up. Something like that.
+3. Yeah,
that's the right. I'm sure you confirmed that. Just if you're not too sure, if you think your opponent hasn't quite got it right, don't be afraid to ask one of the adjudicators in store. Ask another Blood Bowl player just to give you that impartiality as well to make that the best way. As soon as then the pogoer did score, the Looney did get sent off. JD returning and retaliating then with several fouls as well. The troll though hurting another Skaven clan rat, and the pogoer then going in for the third one. Despite that, another really good response and a retort from JD, getting that touchdown as well, which could be very important when we look at the final league standings for this match as well. So a really interesting match, lots happening, 3 injuries which possibly did impact the Rats more than the Goblins, especially against Varag, and 3 trolls as well. So congratulations for Andy getting another win. Commiserations to JD, but he's very much in the running for those results and the top of the tree as well. Let's go then back to 2 coaches who have featured already. So it seems to be the Destroyers group this evening that we're focusing on. You ready, Mr. Hovel? It's the drumsticks.
Dirty Rock and Uncultured Menaces specifically trying increasingly convoluted kinetic schemes.
Excellent. I think that's 3 in the kitty tonight, Mr. Norman. This time, Scott up against Sam. Sam coming off the back of that Bash Fest against Mark and his Nurgle earlier. And if we look at that, champ, despite the pouring rain, the Goblins really did, with Scrapper and some bribes. This is the perfect Goblin match, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the feed on this. Like, the Goblins are getting thrown left and right. Like, I think there was 1, 2, 3, 5 successful throw teammates. They were just getting thrown about the place. They were flying with it.
It was nice weather.
That must have been a maniacal game.
Absolutely. Nice weather to start with. And then, just give the ball to the Doom Diver, throw him, and scoring on a 1-turn touchdown. Mr. Hovel, that's a perfect way to start the game if you're a gobbo, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's always nice to go 1-0 up and straight on the first turn, which is quite good. And equally, even when the rain did, the weather did change to rain, they were still successfully landing Goblin linemen as well. So yeah, quite incredible.
It was as well. Now we do have a few minutes, so what we are going to do, and Mr. Norman, I know you're in chat. If you want to jot any notes, feedback, or was there any particular turning point in this game in chat, please do. But while you do that, let's have a look at the drumsticks to see how the team is progressing. A number of stat busts, as you'd expect, but they've got some really good, fun, filthy skills already in the bank there as well. You got to love these, don't you, champ?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a skill I've actually never seen before. Lethal flight. I have no clue what that does, but that sounds dangerous, so I don't want to come near that. I mean, the Fnatic looks hilarious. Brawler, Mighty Blow, Violent Innovator, Troll with Bullseye and Break Tackle, other Troll with Break Tackle and Juggernaut. You got the agility trolls coming in that could just cage dive if they wanted to. I mean, that's brilliant. I like that. Dirty Player, put the boot in Dirty Player. I mean, this is just a pure Goblin Scott list, and you got to love it, really. I mean, this is classic Goblins.
It is as well. So good to see after some very tough matches, a really good 3-1 win for the Goblins. Do you have, just for reference there, Mr. Hovel, do you have the defined detail of Lethal Flight?
Yep. So Lethal Flight is basically like Mighty Blow if you land on someone. So if you hit someone, you get a +1 on the injury.
That with Bullseye, and you just chuck it at the ball carrier. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
All these new skills are really fair, guys. Really fair.
I have to say, speaking to Scott at the weekend, just before a couple of these games, he was saying that some of the randoms have unfortunately not gone his way. So I think some things like hit and run on the Doom Diver was just because the other random roll was even worse than hit and run. Equally, I think one of them had, I think he had break tackle twice. So the random was break tackle or break tackle. So unlike other people, I don't think he's been as lucky on the random rolls, unfortunately. But yeah.
Mighty Blow and the Fnatic, not one to be ignored as well. So whilst we've had a look at the Goblins, just for equal measure and BBC impartiality, let's have a quick look at Sam's Black Orc. Champ, you alluded to them earlier that Black Orc's probably a bit underrated in Season 3. But Sam's doing really well in terms of selecting the skills and, on his key players and getting some good rolls in terms of when he's gone for the randoms as well.
Yeah, I mean, all the randoms are good. Juggernaut's great on a Black Orc. Juggernaut Brawler. So Juggernaut can just make up for the fact that you don't get Brawler on the Blitz. That's quite nice. Stand Firm, Mighty Blow, Black Orc is great. Thick Skull's good. I mean, it's not ideal, but it helps keep him on the pitch on an extra little roll there, which is quite nice. Wrestle, Break Tackle on a Black Orc, pretty nice. Pretty good utility there. I like that. Guard, you've got to have Guard. Every team's got to have Guard. Everyone loves Guard. We love Guard. I love Guard, and you love Guard. So we've got to have some Guard in there. And then Mighty Blow, Guard, Sneaky Git. It's nice. It's a good little Black Orc list. I like it.
Excellent stuff. So we're going to come on to see how that is. So commiserations, Sam, you did come up against it, and the pure eccentricity and craziness, and that we all love from Mr. Norman. Congratulations again, Mr. Norman, on a very, very, very fine 3-1 win. So just going on now, before we look at the leagues, to the last match of the evening, and this was a bit of a turn up for the books. I saw the start of this match. Jamie and his cuddly crew, the Old World Alliance, who are doing well in the meta, but then so are the Nurgle, steered again by Mr. Mark Humphrey, third appearance of the week last week for the Slurry squad. Was this one game too many? Nice weather, but really, if you look at the casualties, champ, this was a game that obviously we're all going to have one bad game, at least one bad game a season. So from Mark's perspective, better to get it out of the way now rather than having it in the knockouts when it's important. 6 injuries as well. And really, Nurgle being bullied by OWA.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think OWA were a good league team. I mean, obviously, they're a broken tournament team, but clearly I've been proven wrong here. I mean, 7 casualties against Nurgle is quite a feat, to be honest. You don't get 7 against Nurgle often. That's like, if you played Nurgle 10 times, maybe one of those games you get 7 against them. I mean, that's a lot, especially the Edge stat bust on the Pestigore. And he managed to get rid of the second Pestigore, which was good plays targeting those two, because usually Nurgle like can keep them protected quite well. But once you've broken a couple players down, you can start hitting those Pestigores, which is quite nice and well played by Jamie. And yeah, Tuna wins quite clean. It's yeah, he's basically done to Nurgle what Nurgle do to other teams. So it's quite a cool win there.
He has indeed. Doesn't have the complete dwarf setup that he is used to. And Jamie did tell me on the weekend that, you know, he is still taking his time and still getting a feel of the OWA. 1 casualty straight away on terms of against 1 Rot lineman. And despite then the Rot spawn coming back with an injury on a dwarf lineman, after that, it's all that one-way traffic. Skorg making another appearance in terms of getting a casualty rather, and obviously with his claws really impacting not just the Pestigores, but obviously the rest of the team as well. The human blitzer doing the business, injury badly hurt on the Pestigore as well, and despite the financial impact of 10k from stalling, yeah, if you look at that, Jamie just kept up that pressure, kept getting the injuries, whether it was the blitzer, scoring a second touchdown, and then really, despite a casualty from the bloater, looks like it might have been Apox as well there on that one. The Slayers just keeping up that pressure and removing players. So Tom, Mr. Hovel, let's have a look. This is what Mark's got left to play with for his final match of the league. Still not a bad team, and if anyone's going to use it, despite missing that bloater with block, a rotter with prehensile tail, at least he's got the 7, the filthy Pestigore, available for that last match.
Yeah, and he got rid of the other Pestigore and bought a new one as well, because of the edge loss as well, which is he was very lucky that 7 didn't get the edge impact rather than 6. And yeah, that 7 Pestigore looks horrible individual, really, doesn't it? With block, sure hands, disturbing presence, and foul appearance. Yeah, he's clearly still got, you know, one on the bench as well. So I think he's got a good setup here. You know, the bloater with brawler, multi-block, and thick skull, as well as the other 2 with thick skull and the other one with mighty blow and block. That's a really solid front line. That's, you know, and guard on the rock spawn. So as Tom would say, you know, everyone loves guard.
Except elf players, but hey, that's a conversation for another day, as myself and Mr. Huns know only too well. Yeah, it's one of those games which, you know, Mark had, get it out of the way now before you go in, but I'm sure there's you know, the places there in the knockouts, and then Mark will have all of his key players ready to come back for that game as well. So that's been a quick run through all 11. We're going to take a few minutes now just to have a look at the standings as they currently are after this week's action. Let's have a look at the Horde group first. There we can see Andy and his dwarf didn't play this week, and as you can see, Andy and Graham still the both 2 setting the pace at the top of this group. James on his 2-0 win over the other James on the other Tomb Kings put himself in a position now where he really can influence the result of this, but then so can Leanne. So this is going to be another group. So we'll go to, first of all, to the champ. Who's your thoughts at the moment in terms of going to be the real deal breaker for the Horde League?
Well, this group's done now, isn't it? Because James can't get to 12 points and they're both on 13. So it's literally just a battle between the top, I believe. And I would probably favour the Dwarves just because I think they've got more games left. They've got 2 games left compared to Graham's 1 with his Elves. And Graham could have that one game, like we were saying, where his team gets murdered, whereas Dwarves, they don't really have that game because they're Dwarves. So, yeah, I think the Dwarves will take top spot with the Elves coming in at a close second.
And it could be, depending on results, that any one of the 3 other coaches could possibly possibly make a shout for that one of the wildcard places?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure because I'm just like scrolling through a lot of these other ones. I think wildcard will probably be 12 points. It will either be 12 or 13, I reckon. So if James manages to lock in that one win on his last game, he might just have himself a wildcard spot, because I think that's probably what the average will be this season for a wildcard spot.
Excellent. Okay, so moving it from the Horde group, we're then going to go to Blades. No games played so far as well this season, this week rather, in terms of the Blade group. So Justin and Chris currently in those top two positions. Chris, I think, needed a draw to confirm second place. Someone called Tom Hovel in third. That could take that away from him, depending on how results go. Tom, all to play for, 2 matches, 6 points. Second place could still be up for grabs. So what's your thoughts, speaking to Rags, in terms of motivational to maybe upset Mr. Coe?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got 2 more games, but by no means easy ones. That Nurgle team is looking horrific, but so is the Goblins. The Gnomes. Sorry. So I don't know which one to play first. But if any of them are available, I'll give it my best shot.
I was hoping for a bit more trash talk, to be honest, Tom. I was hoping for a bit more spice coming in there. This is one we'll have a word after this offline in terms of minimum spice level requirement. But good luck to yourself, Mr. Coe, to Ben, and to Rags for your next remaining matches. And congratulations, Justin, on your performance in the season so far. We're going to say it for the once and only time this evening. We're going to go on to the Avengers.
Assemble.
Good. The Avengers group, after another great results, wow, yeah, and all of that SPP as well. Will and his Orcs, look at that, 5 out the last 6 wins, really bouncing back, just ahead of Coach Acredes as well, 12 points as well. JD started well to the season, had a bit of a rough patch over the last few games, but still very much can get that second spot, and also as we were mentioning, 12 or 13 with one more win, that wild card place could be definitely in his grasp as well. So Andy, though, making a comeback, 2 games to go, himself could get 13 points as well. Nick, unfortunately, out of the running at this stage, but if you are not in the top 3, don't forget there is the conference knockout, so the season is not over yet. And we know that anything can happen in knockout Blood Bowl, as the 3 of us have all experienced ourselves as well. So good luck to all the remaining coaches in the Avengers group. Let's scroll down to the next one, onto the Stars group. After that 0-0 win, holding Mr. John Reeder, and, frankly, what can I say? Ruining the perfect 100% record. A good result there for Phil. 4 points now from 5. So another 9 points, possibly up for grabs for Phil. So might not be getting the second spot. So that looks like it's done for John and Simon, but definitely going to impact and influence the rest of the game. 4 games to go, however, for Jane, plus her 3, so 12 points plus the 3. So, yeah, could be pushing Simon with a good run of form on the Rats to push the Orcs for that second place spot as well. Then moving down to Destroyers. So as we said, Mr. Mark Humphrey, the first loss of the season, but 16 solid points. Congratulations, sir. 1 more match to go to finish off the league. And obviously now is the time. Jamie taking control of second place. But champ, this is incredibly close if we look at those last, the last few matches for all remaining 4 coaches in this league.
Yeah, I mean, those points like 9, 7, 6, 6. It's very close there, isn't it? Really. I mean, I think it will either be the Tomb Kings or the Old World Alliance. I think I'd probably hedge my bets on the OWA, to be honest, because they both have more games left than the other 2. And Jamie's on 9 points now, so he's sitting at the top out of those 4 that are vying for second there. And Jamie could finish. I think he could finish first, couldn't he? Yeah, he could finish, if he wins all of his games, he could finish first as well, which will be really impressive. Yeah, so I'm rooting for the OWA now. I'm an OWA sweat now.
So what we're saying is you're just are you
I'm a meta chaser.
You're a meta whore, is that what we're saying?
That is what we're saying.
Okay, as long as that wasn't some of the history they cleaned off your laptop, then everybody's good. From your side, Mr. Hovell, what do you think of the Destroyers group, and who is your money on if the champ is calling out the Cuddly crew? Who looks strong to you?
Yeah, well, I'd actually say that the Black Orcs seem to be coming back into their fore now. Once they start getting some skills on them, they look really dangerous on that front. There's still quite a few more games to play as well, so it's going to be an interesting kind of match-offs. Just seeing who they've got to play. I think they've got to pretty much play everyone again, apart from the dirty, rotten, uncultured menaces, specifically trying increasingly convoluted kinetic schemes. So that will be interesting to see how they play against the Cuddly crew, as well as they've played Slurry Squad. They've got the Pharaohs to play as well. So that's some interesting ones to potentially move them into second place potentially.
Excellent stuff. So again, Mark looking good at the top there. And again, congratulations for you on your season so far. Good luck to all of the other coaches for the last few games as we start to build the excitement and the official Crisco hype train, the only hype train in town for any Blood Bowl coach, towards the end of the season and the standard. Let's move on to the counts group then as well. Luke now at 14 points after 6 matches, just ahead of the Prince of Ipswich as well, Mr. Roo. And this is really going to come ahead. I believe this is on Friday, the Butchers versus Hello Nasty and the Necro Horror as well. Putting a bit of daylight there between themselves and Simon after that win by the Necro Horror as well. Is this a question, champ, of this is the league done in terms of these are the top 2 and these look like they are going to get the top 2 places?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I know one of Dave's last games is against Luke. I think that's the one he's sorting up next. So that'll be an interesting one. Depending on that, I think if Luke wins that game, Simon could get himself back into second at least. But I feel like if Dave does go down the third, I feel like he'll probably still have the wildcard spot anyway, because he'd at minimum be sitting on 12. But yeah, there's all really tough teams in that group. So no game's an easy one there, because all of those teams can have just like maybe a bad first half and then a great second half the other way around. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that one turns out.
Let's have a quick minute and looking at the teams then. Mr. Hovell, this is the Butchers as Luke is at the moment, almost at 1.4 million in terms of team value. But he's developed this really, really well, hasn't he? One strength 4 blitzer as well. Plenty of guard, which obviously the champ will like and appreciate as well. Nice tackle, got the team captain in the bank. So for a tier half, a tier 0.5, it's more than a tier 1 now. A few SP to spend or watch and see what he needs to spend it on. Looking very good for Mr. B.
Yeah, this is looking at a solid team. You know, he's got two people. Oh no, sorry, one on the bench as well. So there's no real problem about needing more team on there. You know, I think he's pretty much got a solid big and blockers and blitzers done and dusted. Apart from maybe putting, I don't know, Mighty Below potentially on that strength 4 blitzer just to be a bit annoying. I don't think you need to put any more else on those ones. Maybe have a fouling lineman or a fouling goblin, just to kind of put the cherry on top.
Champ, just a question for you. If we look at the Troll Pig at the top there, yes, he's got stand firm. Yes, he's got guard, so he's going to hold that position on the line of scrummage as well. Do you think if it was you, would you be looking maybe to give him a skill such as maybe bullseye or strong arm, just to give him a bit more security or a bit more opportunity for the throw teammate and possibly that other 1-turn touchdown option?
Yeah, I mean, I like stand firm because it's a good one to have against like teams like Tomb Kings and that. I mean, I know there's definitely arguments for Rot Spawners to have stand firm as well instead of giving them the general guard. But the problem with Stand Firm is it only works if you're hitting them. And against certain teams, they're not going to bother hitting the troll. So I think Bullseye, I probably wouldn't go for, because Bullseye, you need the pass to actually work, because you've got to make the pass. So it's like you're going to be making a 5+ or a 6+ for the Bullseye to hit them. So I think, like you said, Strong Arm would be a good one for the 1 turn. I probably would have went for that. Maybe potentially Brawler as well, depending on what you want to do with them. But Stand Firm's not a bad pick at all.
Looking very good as well. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if Luke is in chat, if he wants to tell us what his plans and nefarious plans that are going to be for the Butchers. Probably not, but we will move on anyway. So we've had a quick look at the Butchers whilst we're in that group. We're just going to have a quick look at the Prince of Ipswich as well to see how his tingle is feeling this evening. 170, so he will have some inducement money when he comes up against Luke. And Dave being very selective there, as all good Necro coaches should be. Ghoul Runner, Break Tackle. Go to you, Mr. Hovel, first. Is that a secondary you would have automatically gone with on a Ghoul Runner?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly. It's what's he doing? He's breaking out on a 2, isn't he? So rather than a 3, plus he's got dodge. No, that's not bad at all. I don't know whether I might have put something like sidestep potentially on it instead. I don't know whether having break tackle as a secondary. Interesting one, because it's a strength, isn't it?
It is
indeed. I'm not too sure. Because he's got block on the other Ghoul Runner as well, hasn't he? Yeah. Interesting. I always like sprint on at least a Ghoul Runner or a werewolf, just to make that kind of a little bit spicy. But I don't know about break tackle. What's your thoughts?
For me, I would have gone for something a bit more, possibly something to, you've got the one Ghoul Runner with block. So if you do block or wrestle in terms of maybe taking the piece out, but then, hey, that's what your wolves are for. For me, I'd have possibly either gone for Sure Hands. I think Sure Hands can be very, very useful indeed, especially on a 3-up skill piece as well, to secure that board, to make sure you've got it as well. So, and to give you the opportunity. Yes, you've got the 2-up with secure the ball, but for me, it's like if you really want to move it. Yeah, I wouldn't have chosen break tackle, but I'm sure Mr. Dave Rue has a very, very cunning plan. What's your thought on that, champ?
I think if he wanted to go for a secondary, which is what his intention was, I think for me it would either have been between break tackle and leader. Since he's only got 2 rerolls, I probably would have went for leader. But break tackle is also a really great one, because having an edge 2 piece on Necromantic is disgusting, especially when it has dodge as well. I mean, that's even at like the worst possible time, that's a 5-up cage dive, which is always something that you can do. Now that they've got regen as well, you don't really have to worry about them dying as often. You don't have to be as careful with them as you usually would. So yeah, I think break tackle was nice. I might have went for leader for the extra reroll, especially since he's only got 2, I believe.
Yeah,
but I like it.
Apparently, he's talking in the chat. They're saying that is that a 5+ into a cage with a reroll with break tackle?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. Cheating.
It would be as well. So I think maybe we'll be able to see either wrestle on that one or maybe strip ball. So that'll be very interesting how Dave develops that as well. So some interesting teams, some interesting ones to do. We're just going to finish off very, very quickly after looking at that. The last team that we're going to look at very quickly is the Weird Hollow Wanderers. Simon returning to Underworld. He's got horns on the Roger, which is what he wanted. If you're going to punch something, do it with as many dice as you can. Mighty Blow on a Blitz, a sidestep sprint, which is a beautiful, frankly beautiful combination for a gutter runner. Extra arms cannoneer wrestle. Iron Hard Skin makes you smile every time. So does Monstrous Mouth. So 4 rerolls. Again, it's just maybe that roll of the dice. All very, very close results for these Underworld champ.
Yeah, I like Monstrous Mouth. Monstrous Mouth is a great one to put on a snot. If you get it on 2 as well, you can just put them both on the ball carrier. If they both work, the ball carrier can't do anything about it. The gutter run is built for 1 turns, which is nice, because I feel like that's what the Underworld gutter runner should be built for, especially since there's only 1 of them. The Rat Ogre with Horns is great as well and helps out with 1 turns, because you can turn it's 2 dice blitz, most likely into a 3 dice blitz to get the extra pushes in. The Skaven blitz is good. Wrestle Clamrat's a nice random. Ironhard skin on something is just funny.
Yeah.
Imagine rolling a 5 of Michael against something against that. You must just get fuming after that.
And again, if you look at that, he's in a nice position as well. He's got some good SP. So depending on his next matches in terms of what he wants to do, in terms of adding to the gutter runner, maybe a block in terms of giving him a little bit more protection. There's lots you could do with that Roger on horns as well. Maybe deciding to give him Juggernaut if he wants him to turn into his main blitzing piece. And then, as we said, there's lots of opportunity that he can do there as well. So looking good for the Wanderers. We're just going to go down to the last group of the evening, and all quiet on the Assassins front for this week. Just waiting in terms of confirming some games. And again, we all know, guys, life does get in the way of games sometimes. Priority is family and everything else that needs to be done as well. So we will be accommodating, hopefully looking forward to getting a few games in this week. And then, some just big deciding matches. As we said last week, Tom is going to have a big influence on how this final standing looks as well for this group. Right, that's been it for the groups this evening. I'm just going to throw it out there first of all to the champ. Champ, what's been your game of the week, and who's been your coach of the week?
Ooh, game of the week. I'll probably go the 3-1 Goblins against the Black Orcs. I mean, so many throw teammates. You just got to love that. And then coach of the week, I'll go Andy for the other Goblins team for the 3-1 win against the Skaven, because that was quite well worked. It's quite hard for Goblins to beat Skaven, I feel.
Okay. Mr. Hovell, your coach of the week and your game of the week.
Well, I'm going to go for coach of the week. It was actually JD for actually not giving up, because I can see that from that game, you're 3-0 down. You might, and you've only got two more turns to go. Some people just go, oh, sorry, let's just try and foul as many people as possible. But he didn't. He kept on going and got a point in there from that perspective. For game of the week, I was going to go for the same as Tom, but as it's not fashionable to do the same, I'm going to go for the Bretonians versus the Orcs. So Butchers versus the De Tros Lines, whatever it is. I only got an F in French, sorry. But yeah, so I thought that was quite good as one. It was interesting to see them suddenly getting good, the Bretonians.
Many a time, lots of English people have said about F in French, Tom. So you're not the first, and you won't be the last. While I share with you my coach of the week and game of the week, the other two gents can think about who they would be placing a bounty on if there's any player that has caught their attention during tonight's roundup. For me, honourable mentions to Phil and his humans. Honourable mention as well to Will and the Crumpers for that filthy amount of SPP. But the one I'm going to call out is James. For his Tomb King, a good win, a very good win against Mr. Handley as well, which really opens up that charge for a playoff spot as well. So that's my coach of the week. In terms of my game of the week, I'm actually going to go like Mr. Hovell rather. I think the Butchers against the Bretonians was a very, very exciting close match as well. So before we finish, Champ, anyone for you in terms of deserves a bounty?
I'll go with Toilet Roll, the bloater. He's pretty good. Block and Mighty Blow is quite scary. I don't like that.
Okay, so, and if anybody would like to put an aptly themed bounty against him, please do as well. Mr. Hovell?
I'm going to go for Norman, the human blitzer on the Hudley crew. He hasn't got any skills yet, but he's 12 SPP. So he's 2 SPP away from a skill up. So I thought I'd just throw it out there. Try to keep that under the radar.
Excellent stuff. I'll concur with Mr. Hovell. I think there is too many human blitzers who deserve an imminent death as well. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. That's been this week's Monday Night Roundup. We'll be back next week for more Blood Bowl action. Keep an eye out on Tour Play for all the results as we go through the week. Keep an eye out for more games coming your way on A&DBBL Live. I've been Scott. Not that one, as always. Thank you very much indeed. This has been the Monday Night Roundup. Happy Blood Bowling.